If you're a fellow skeptic like myself and you're encountering and you're having a discussion with somebody who's using really unreasonable, really logically inconsistent arguments, or they're coming to big conclusions for little to no evidence, and they're ignoring the evidence you're presenting, it's very easy to get frustrated and want to name call and mock them and mock their logic and all these things. But there's two reasons I advise not to do that. Number one, if your intentions are genuinely to help people think more clearly, right, then they're not going to listen to you if you simply mock them, because I promise that you never listened or gave any respect to anybody who called you stupid or made fun of you right off the bat. So if your goal is to genuinely help them to reason better, because they should be on your side, then all that does is contaminate the discussion and turn them off from listening to you. All right, and even if it's not today, it may be a year down the road and they look back and go, hey, thank you for giving me the respect and, understanding that I wasn't using the best logic. Now, some of my fellow skeptics, when I say this, they go, oh, well, people are a little more assertive about it. Hey, I just want to see some of these people need to admit they're wrong and need to be more logically consistent, and they're very arrogant and whatever. So they kind of have the I don't give a crap approach. And if that's your deal, fine. But I still submit to you that even if you want to just kind of see this person fine, go, okay, you're right, whatever, then it still doesn't help to insult them or mock them. Let me give you an example of something that happened to me. I was in a discussion, and there was like no way around how ridiculous and internally inconsistent the argument I was dealing with was. And then I said, oh, your head's up your ass, or something like that. Guess what every comment from then on out became? Do you think it was about the facts or the logically inconsistent aspect of the argument? No, sirree. Everything was about my tone, and I shouldn't have said that, and there's no need for this and whatever. And they're 100% right to say that. I was wrong for saying that, right? Now, the only case it's okay to say is if you just go, look, I have no desire to talk to you anymore. I think you're an asshole. Out the door. And that's fine. You have every right to say that, and I have every right to say that if I want. Just because I teach doesn't mean I'm not human. There's still people in the fitness industry that I think are assholes and I have no desire to have discourse with or have a beer with. So, but even if you don't like them, but you kind of want to, get them a little bit and let them know that they're being unreasonable or using just horrible logic, is to not say that, because what you're doing when you insult them and you mock them is you give them an out. And what I did was I gave these individuals an out. And man, they're going to run through it like an Olympic sprinter, because any excuse that people can take to avoid saying I was wrong or to avoid confronting the poor logic that they're using, we know by human nature they're going to take it. And when we give them an insult or mock them, we give them that out on a silver platter, right? And no matter what you say after that, you could say, you know what, I was wrong, you're right, I shouldn't have said that. Now, guess what they're going to say? They're going to say, yeah, well, I can't have a conversation with you because you are just a rude person, whatever. And again, it just goes, wipe away all the stuff from prior, and you're not going to get any sort of satisfaction out of it. So, don't give those people an out. So, the takeaway is, if you're trying to actually genuinely help people, and you want to see these person come around, and you think that you have some way just to create a little bit of openness in their mind, certainly don't mock them, because it's just going to insult them, it's just going to push them away. And they're not going to come around even 5 years from now. Because we know belief change is a slow process. Even if you don't really care as much about the individual that you're talking with, and you just kind of say, I don't really like this person, I don't hate them, but I want to get them a little bit here. Definitely don't throw out an insult or call names or mock them, because you just gave them the way out of the corner that they had backed themselves into. And either way doesn't help the situation. So that's my advice in regards to not throwing in insults and mockery.